are the worst person in the queue.
Get Tangerine.
Take charge of autumn with Stihl Pro Battery savings and bundles. Like 10% off selected low-noise, high-performance Pro battery tools. Save up to $100. Purchase 2 Pro batteries, get a 3rd Pro battery free. That's $5.99 of fully charged Pro value. And tidy up with home chainsaws from only $2.99. Save up to $50. Take charge of autumn. Only from Stihl dealers and Stihl shop online today.
So, Robbo's dropping by later.
DeBricky.
Isn't he a mountain climber?
You mean the president of the fishing club? Nah, he's the real Iron Man.
He's a lifesaver.
He can shed his skin.
He can read minds.
He's many things to many people, Robbo.
He drives a BT50, right?
Yeah.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Team Sue too.
I've been Team Sue for years.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Team Sue.
I'm Sue. And that is Jake.
Care that works. From a team you know. In a place you belong. Your place. Welcome to Hammond Care Home Care.
Come on, darling, up you hop.
There's a glass and a half in everyone. Cadbury Hollow Easter eggs in store now.
Tonight at 5, Coles and Woolies exposed as among the most profitable supermarkets in the world. What changes are coming to your local store? Domestic terror charges laid over these fiery attacks against Tesla. Police nab a man accused of smuggling a suspected key player in the Dural caravan conspiracy out of the country. And the new Olympics boss makes history. So who is Kirsty Coventry?
Do you have any notes?
The list is long. It's in the back.
And our celebrity guest list is even longer. For Project 6:30 weeknights.
Desire is more than an abstract metaphor of boundless freedom. It's driving a vehicle designed by the pioneers of hybrid luxury SUVs. Lexus NX. Desire never made more sense.
I created you to clean and freshen our toilet every day.
But there's a better Bref way.
Bref Power Active. Every flush activates its power to keep your toilets clean and fresh 24/7. That's a must. Bref Power Active.
From the modern to the traditional, find your new front door at Doors Plus. With the widest range of standard size entry doors, you can have your new front door and be spoilt for choice. We can paint or stain for a finish you'll be proud of, deliver and install so you don't have to lift a finger. Plus, door hardware and framework, all at a great price. Visit a Doors Plus showroom to see the range of front doors for a free measure and quote.
Doors Plus.
No fuss.
This autumn, make the Sunboost switch with the mega-selling 6.6 kilowatt premium home solar system with top-rated Tier 1 panels for an incredible $34.91 till March 31 only.
Get your energy bills reduced. Call 1300 Sunboost.
Look, still in the same spot. Oh, stunning. I never get service like this. So many to choose from. Comfort. Love the unique styles. The Shoe Spot Toronto is always spot on.
Relieve a sore throat fast with Difflam.
Mom! Uh-oh.
Difflam lozenges target the source of sore throat pain, providing fast relief that lasts for up to 3 hours. Get Difflam for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
Whatever they get up to, protect them with NexGuard Spectra Spot On for Cats. The most complete protection against fleas, ticks, mites, heartworm, worms, even tapeworms. All in one easy monthly application. NexGuard Spectra.
Ladies, it's time to ditch the wipes and make the switch.
To Garnier Micellar Water.
Removes makeup in just one swipe, gently cleanses, and leaves my skin hydrated. We love it.
95% agree Micellar removes makeup better than wipes. By Garnier, naturally.
Street
stream when I feel blue in the night, and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is stream. Stream, stream, stream.
Stream Paramount Plus from 6.
Miles and AJ have ruled together, but this week the Kings will clash.
I don't mind taking a bit of power away from AJ.
I don't want to work with Miles anymore.
The showdown begins Sunday on 10.
Support for whatever life throws your way. Swiss, here life comes.
We'll be the place where the ocean meets the sky. We'll soak it up and have the time of our lives. These are the moments we live for. Once in a lifetime, everything we want and more. This is the start of a new day, it's a good life. These are the moments we live for.
Empower your drive with Mazda CX-60 Evolve. Now in run-out from $56,990 drive away. Plus great run-out bonuses across the range. Get in and elevate your world today.
Upgrade your home with Doors Plus March Madness sale. Save on stunning external or sleek internal doors. Even doors for pets. March Madness savings across the range. Plus, we can fit, paint, stain and deliver. Hassle-free from selection to installation. March Madness on now. Doors Plus. No fuss.
Did you know that probiotics are good bacteria that help balance your microbiome? Try LifeSpace Triple Strength Probiotic from Chemist Warehouse. Each capsule contains 15 strains and 96 billion colony-forming units of probiotics, helping restore beneficial gut flora and deliver 13 benefits for a healthy gut. After all, good health takes guts. Try LifeSpace Triple Strength Probiotic 30 capsules, half price right now at Chemist Warehouse. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Add some thrill to your wait with the thrill of a $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes. Keno Go. Download the app now.
Sometimes you find love where you least expect it. Escape with Stella Quinn's heartwarming new novel, A Snowy River Summer. A fresh, funny, small-town rural romance where opposites attract and a whole lot more. In store now.
We'll be the place where the ocean meets the sky. We'll soak it up and have the time of our lives. These are the moments we live for. Once in a lifetime, everything we want and more. This is the start of a new day, it's a good life. These are the moments we live for.
You ready for some drama?
It's the ultimate property showdown.
You have failed.
Will Team Renovate
I'm very excited.
or Team Relocate
Too early to celebrate?
come out on top?
Please put us out of our misery.
Love It or List It, Saturday on 10.
Doctor, is laughter the best medicine?
Of course, that's why you're here with your show.
I'm not trying to save lives here, you know.
Sam Pang's got the best cure to your Monday-itis.
What is going on?
What's going on Monday is Kitty Flanagan and Logie-winning Felix Cameron join the show.
Do you have any advice for Felix Cameron?
Get yourself a job.
Reading between the lines, you don't think people should go into the industry?
Sam Pang brings the laughs. Monday on 10.
At Spotlight's Autumn Savings Sale, save 40 to 50% off all shaggy and polyester rugs. And VIP save 30 to 40% off all dinnerware, napery and glassware. So you can cook it and serve it for less. All backed by our bargain guarantee. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Upgrade your home with Doors Plus March Madness sale. Save on stunning external or sleek internal doors. Even doors for pets. March Madness savings across the range. Plus, we can fit, paint, stain and deliver. Hassle-free from selection to installation. March Madness on now. Doors Plus. No fuss.
Introducing the rear-wheel drive Sunliner motorhome range, now on display. Numerous floor plan options, standard car licence and a 3-year factory chassis warranty. Check out the rear-wheel drive Sunliner range at Australian Motorhomes Bennett's Green today.
Wait time 46 minutes. You are the 4th person in the queue. You are the 5th person in the queue.
When your internet gives you lemons,
Shortest person in the queue. You are the worst person in the queue.
get Tangerine.
You seeing Jenny?
We've all seen Jenny.
Must have got one of those Queensland holiday deals.
I want that face.
Find the place to get that face with a too great to wait holiday deal at Queensland.com.
of March. A substation explosion in London plunges part of the city into darkness, and in breaking news, the power outage forces Heathrow, one of the world's busiest airports, to completely shut down. The consumer watchdog calls for change in the grocery sector as our biggest supermarkets reap the benefits of being among the most profitable in the world. Another threat to another mosque. Sydney's Muslim community left frightened in the wake of this social media comment. A surprise ranking. Australia's knocked out of the top 10 happiest countries, replaced by a country in conflict. Plus, see who tops the list. And a step closer to the World Cup, the Socceroos put on a show in Sydney.
This is 10 News First Afternoon with Angela Bishop.
Good afternoon. In breaking news, London's Heathrow Airport, the 5th busiest in the world, has been forced to shut down for at least a day due to a massive fire burning out of control at an electrical substation in West London. Heathrow is running on emergency power, but large parts of the complex and surrounding neighbourhoods have been blacked out. Every flight in and out has been cancelled, and inbound aircraft are being diverted to nearby airports. 70 firefighters are battling the blaze, which has forced the evacuation of at least 20 people from surrounding homes. Meanwhile, in more breaking news, flights to and from Bali have been cancelled as a nearby volcano erupts, which is sending dangerous ash particles into the sky. Jetstar has grounded flights and says those affected have been contacted directly. Virgin is also experiencing delays. And we'll have more on those stories in your local 10 News First at 5 p.m. To the rest of the day's news, and Australian supermarkets are among the most profitable in the world. That's the finding from a long-awaited report by Australia's consumer watchdog, and not one cost-conscious shoppers may want to hear. Chloe Boris has the details.
Since the pandemic, the ACCC claims the profit margins have increased at Coles, Woolworths and Aldi, a finding that's cold comfort to the shoppers struggling to afford groceries. Australia's consumer watchdog has been investigating the supermarket sector for a year. Grocery prices have risen more than wages and inflation, though not as bad as comparable countries. The report concluding that the two majors, Coles and Woolies, hold so much market power and have no real rivals that there's little incentive for them to beat each other on price. It did not find evidence, though, of price gouging or go as far to call them a duopoly.
The supermarkets in Australia enjoy quite strong levels of profitability, and that, I think, tells us something about the level of competition here.
The ACCC's made 20 recommendations suggesting things like prices be posted online in real time and more transparency with suppliers. It did not recommend divestiture powers, which the Coalition and Greens have been calling for. The Treasurer's accepted the recommendations in principle and confirmed $3 million in next week's budget to help suppliers negotiate.
I think any time you introduce more scrutiny, more information and more competition, that can only be a good thing for consumers.
Coles and Woolies have responded in writing only, saying they'll consider the report and its recommendations, backing in their efforts. Coles also denies that its profit margins have gone up and claims some measures could increase red tape and drive up costs.
Chloe Bora's there. The Victorian government has now passed tough new bail laws following a marathon sitting of Parliament overnight. Jessica Maggio has the latest.
Tougher bail laws passed Victoria's Parliament in a marathon sitting that extended into the early hours of the morning. The new laws, which Premier Jacinta Allen has labelled the toughest bail laws in Australia, passed the upper house after midnight, largely due to debates instigated by the opposition. That included an amendment to change the title of the bill by removing the word tough, arguing the laws didn't go far enough. They were successful, the bill now being titled Bail Amendment Laws. A number of laws will be brought in immediately, including scrapping remand as a last resort and reintroducing breach of bail offences, which could result in additional punishments of 3 months behind bars.
We've just passed the tough new bail laws, the toughest in the country.
It'll still be up to magistrates and judges to enact judgment in courts. A statewide ban on machetes, the first in Australia, also passed Parliament on Wednesday. The government lauded its push for tougher laws against repeat youth offenders after statistics revealed Victoria is facing its worst crime crisis since 1993.
Our tough new bail laws prioritise community safety.
Victoria Police has said the extent of the state's crime crisis could have been avoided if tougher bail laws had been introduced earlier. The government says it's acted as quickly as possible. Still, police are convinced these will have effective measures and will help reduce crime across the state.
Jessica Maggio there. Sydney's Muslim community has been left frightened by yet another social media terror threat. A TikTok user commented on a video of the Lakemba Mosque, writing, "Christchurch again, please," referencing the New Zealand city where Australian terrorist Brenton Tarrant gunned down worshippers at a mosque, killing 51 people. The new threat has been labelled vile, and New South Wales Police have confirmed they are investigating. It's the second Sydney mosque to be threatened on social media this month. A 41-year-old former swimmer from Zimbabwe has become the first ever female chief of the Olympic movement. Kirsty Coventry, who was elected by the IOC overnight, takes the reins from Thomas Bach. She's already tackling issues head-on. When asked about Donald Trump, she said she's been dealing with difficult men since she was 20. Dan Sutton reports.
Well, it's a position that's long been referred to as Lord of the Rings. Well, that will be changing from today with the election of the first female president of the IOC. Kirsty Coventry is just 41 years old. She was elected in the very first round of voting, beating out 6 other male candidates, including Lord Sebastian Coe, the World Athletics boss, and Juan Antonio Samaranch Jr., the son of the former IOC boss, famous here in Australia for uttering those words, "The winner is Sydney."
This is not just a huge honour, but it is a reminder of my commitment to every single one of you, that I will lead this organisation with so much pride, with the values at the core, and I will make all of you very, very proud and hopefully extremely confident in the decision that you've taken today.
Coventry's credentials are impressive. As a swimmer for Zimbabwe, she competed at 5 Olympic Games, starting in Sydney 2000. She won 7 of her country's 8 Olympic medals, 2 of them gold. She has been the chair of the IOC Athletes Commission and been a vice president to the outgoing Olympic chief, Thomas Bach. Their official baton change will be in June, when she begins a term of at least 8 years. She is the 10th person to hold this job ever, considered the most powerful position in world sport.
You're going to have to, at some point, deal with Donald Trump. A lot of the world is uncertain about how America is acting. A lot of people in the world are uncertain whether they can even get into the United States. Now, with the Los Angeles Olympics, what is your message to the world? Is it a safe place for people all over the world to get into? And what will you tell Donald Trump?
I have been dealing with, let's say, difficult men in high positions since I was 20 years old. And first and foremost, what I have learned is that communication will be key. That is something that will happen early on. And my firm belief is that President Trump is a huge lover of sports. He will want these games to be significant.
2 Australians were among the 97 people eligible to vote. Champion paddler Jess Fox and our Olympic chief Ian Chesterman are both members of the IOC and were present at the meeting in Switzerland, which also heard from the organisers of the Brisbane 2032 Games, who updated Olympic power brokers on their plans.
We had a cyclone, a hurricane that came to Brisbane very unexpectedly, and not unlike the LA fires, weather events are sitting here as one of our realities and unexpected ones, so we will definitely be incorporating that into our planning.
There are still big question marks over venues for Brisbane 2032, with the state government now believed to be considering a 60,000-seat stadium rather than renovating the Gabba. There are question marks too over plans to build a new arena for the city, and the swimming and diving fraternity is still begging for a brand new aquatic centre to be built rather than relying on a drop-in pool, which we saw in Paris and will see again in Los Angeles.
We're supporting it, but equally, though, we also understand it's tough times, and the governments collectively across the country face stretched budgets, so we appreciate and understand that.
The Queensland Government has commissioned a 100-day review of their venues plan. It is due to report back on Tuesday.
Dan Sutton there. The Socceroos are celebrating today after their crucial win over Indonesia. The team thumped our northern neighbours 5-1 to take them one step closer to next year's World Cup. Chloe Amanda Bailey caught up with the boys in green and gold earlier today.
Well, it was pumping here inside Allianz Stadium last night, and today the Socceroos are still riding the high of their 5-1 win against Indonesia, but they know the task ahead of them is massive to qualify for the World Cup. The side spent this morning inside Rugby HQ for a recovery session before some light running on the SCG. Goalkeeper Matty Ryan played his first game back for the Socceroos in several months last night and was stoked to see the Socceroos capitalise at the other end.
Probably one of the most pleasing things for us last night was our clinicalness in front of goal. It felt like every time we were sort of up there, we almost walked away with a goal.
Jackson Irvine bagged himself a brace. Goals too for Mum Boyle, Nishan Valupale and Lewis Miller, who managed to snag this header. The Socceroos next face China, a game they'll be looking to definitely win because for them it only gets harder from there. They face Japan, the first side from their group to qualify for the World Cup, before taking on Saudi, who are hot on their heels, just 1 point behind.
We keep winning, and we do the job, picking up 3 points every game, and that's the only maths that we need to concern ourselves with.
The Socceroos will spend some time relaxing at their hotel this afternoon before later tonight hopping on a charter flight to China.
Chloe Amanda Bailey there. Coming up today, Donald Trump signs to shut it down. His first step in dismantling the Department of Education. But will it actually happen? Plus, multiple people facing charges as police classify the Tesla arson attacks as domestic terrorism. And the country in conflict that's knocked Australia out of the top 10 for happiest places in the world.
Doctor, is laughter the best medicine?
Of course, that's why you're here with your show.
I'm not trying to save lives here,
Sam Pang's got the best cure to your Monday-itis.
What is going on?
What's going on Monday is Kitty Flanagan and Logie-winning Felix Cameron join the show.
Do you have any advice for Felix Cameron?
Get yourself a job.
Reading between the lines, you don't think people should go into the industry?
Sam Pang brings the laughs. Monday on 10.
We made a car with the most advanced technology and design features.
5 more minutes. Can you just keep your hands to yourself?
Then you made it a family car.
I'm a Weet-Bix kid.
He's one.
Me too.
And me.
A Weet-Bix kid. Are you?
Go Harvey Norman for the new EcoVax D-Bot X8 Pro Omni. Slim enough to fit under furniture, the Osmo roller delivers unmatched mopping power and extends for edge cleaning. Returns and cleans itself when finished. EcoVax X8 Pro Omni at Harvey Norman now.
What does it take to be a master? Determination, creativity, obsession. Excellence by the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Some people reckon this is the Aussie way. Sure. But at Aussie Broadband, we reckon there's a little more to it. Like actually helping a mate when they need it. Yeah! Telling it straight without the BS. Go for the green. Always daring to do things differently. With help from the latest tech. Flanness Flowers. High performance tech grounded in Australian values.
That's Aussie Broadband. That's the actual Aussie way.
Doors Plus March Madness sale on this week. Bifold doors, sliding doors, stacking doors and more. March Madness savings across the range. With up to 50% off fully installed packages. Why shop anywhere else? March Madness on this week. Doors Plus, no fuss.
And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. Lord, just to be with you is having the best day of my life.
Give a cheer and a half for your biggest supporter with Cadbury.
That you're my best friend. You're my best friend.
It's Beacon's VIP sale. VIPs now get 40% off your second item store-wide. Not a VIP yet? Join today for 40% off your second. Sale ends next Sunday.
Welcome back. US President Donald Trump is taking the first steps towards fulfilling his campaign promise of getting rid of the Department of Education. At the same time, his administration continues to do battle over an issue related to another campaign promise, deportation flights. Erica Brown has all the latest from the White House.
President Trump signed an executive order to begin the process of dismantling the Department of Education.
We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good. We want to return our students to the states.
The administration says services such as student loans and Pell Grants will remain at the Department of Education for now.
They're going to be preserved in full and redistributed to various other agencies and departments.
But the president can't eliminate the department with a stroke of a pen. He'll need congressional approval to completely dissolve the agency.
The Democrats know it's right, and I hope they're going to be voting for it because ultimately it may come before them.
Shifting to immigration, the Trump administration continues its attacks on the federal judge who ordered a temporary halt to deportation flights of Venezuelan migrants after the president invoked a wartime law to deport them without due process. Judge James Boasberg said the government's filing Thursday in response to his deadline to answer questions was woefully insufficient and said the government has not successfully argued why the deportation flights continued even after his ruling to turn them around.
Well, I found it remarkable that any district judge has the authority to overrule the president's executive orders. And what basically he wanted us to do is turn planes around in midair full of terrorists and bring them back into the United States, which is just ridiculous. And we didn't do it.
Judge Boasberg ordered the Trump administration to provide an update on its filing by tomorrow.
Erica Brown there. 3 people are facing federal charges following a spate of attacks on Tesla dealerships across the US. The trio are alleged to have used Molotov cocktails to set fire to cars and charging stations, with the Department of Justice saying the days of committing crimes without consequence have ended, warning anyone who joins this wave of domestic terrorism will be put behind bars. US President Donald Trump says the rare earths deal with Ukraine is back on. 3 weeks after it was initially meant to be signed, only for the ceremony to be called off during this fiery White House meeting.
One of the things we are doing is signing a deal very shortly with respect to rare earths with Ukraine, which they have tremendous value in rare earth, and we appreciate that.
Trump's announcement came as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited Norway, where he called on Russia to drop its unnecessary demands for peace and also ruled out the US president's idea of American ownership of Ukraine's nuclear power plants. Israel has dismissed the head of its internal security service, just as Hamas fired its first weapons at the country since the Netanyahu government ended the ceasefire earlier this week. The group released this video of what it claims are rockets heading towards the city of Tel Aviv. It isn't the only attack facing Israel, with citizens in Jerusalem forced to take shelter after rockets were fired from Yemen. The renewed violence has angered many in the city. Several took to the streets not long after to demand a restoration of the ceasefire and a release of the hostages. And despite Israel being under attack, the country has just come in as the 8th happiest nation in the world. It came ahead of Australia, which has dropped out of the top 10, now sitting at 11th. But no surprises with the number 1 ranking, Finland claiming the top spot for an 8th year in a row, with close neighbours Denmark, Iceland and Sweden all in the top 4. The results are based on a survey of 100,000 people across 140 countries who are asked to rate their lives on a scale of 1 to 10. America and the UK came in at number 24 and 23 respectively, while Afghanistan, Sierra Leone and Lebanon were the unhappiest. Prince William has met with the Estonian president in the country's capital for a morale-boosting trip. The royal will visit British troops on the Russian-Estonia border and wasted no time stopping by a school for Ukrainian refugees, reassuring the country of Britain's security commitments as concerns grow about Russian aggression in the war with Ukraine. It comes after Estonia withdrew from a treaty which bans anti-personnel landmines as it plans to increase military spending. Mariah Carey's reign as the Queen of Christmas remains undisputed, with the singer cleared of copyright infringement over her hit song All I Want for Christmas Is You. The copyright lawsuit brought against Carey alleged she stole elements from a 1989 country song of the same name and was asking for more than $30 million in damages. In a decisive victory for Carey, the court sided with the pop star, dismissing the suit and ruled both songs only share Christmas cliches. Up next, to look at your local weather, plus meet the Aussie author who's just won $100K for her debut book. And here's what else is coming up in your local 10 News First at 5.
Making news in Sydney.